Okay, fine students. So there is a little bit disturbance in the previous video. So let us continue. That we have written a system of identical distinguishable particles, a system of identical non-interacting particles. The particles will be of indistinguishable in nature. So we have written the Schrodinger wave equation here, time independent Schrodinger wave equation, that we have already done in the previous video. So we need to write for the total energy and the wave function. The total energy is simply the direct summation. The total energy is simply the direct summation we have written. So that is same as that of n identical classical particle, that is distinguishable particles. So now the question arises for the wave function. So the wave function is simply the product of individual wave functions for distinguishable particle. This is okay for distinguishable particles, that is classical particles. But this is not valid for quantum mechanics, that is quantum particles. So n identical quantum particles means n identical indistinguishable. Indistinguishable particles. So this is not valid for that. This is not valid for that. Why it is not valid? What is the reason? So what is the reason why it is not valid? The reason is very simple. You can say for n identical indistinguishable particles, according to the symmetry postulate, symmetrization postulate is there. What is that symmetrization postulate says? The wave function must be either completely totally symmetric or totally antisymmetric. Totally antisymmetric. So if you see the above function, it is neither symmetric function nor antisymmetric function. So that is the simple reason why that is not valid. So we definitely have to construct from the individual wave functions. They are the individual wave functions are there. Psi n1 of one particle wave function, psi n2 of E2 is another particle, and so on. From the individual wave functions, we need to construct either symmetric wave function or antisymmetric wave function. So that's why the above wave function, that is simply the product of the individual wave functions, is valid in classical mechanics. That is the classical particles, not classical mechanics, the classical particles. That is, they are identical and distinguishable. So they don't lose their identity. But in case of quantum particles, that is n identical indistinguishable particles, they lose their identity. So that's why it is not valid. So that means we need to construct wave function separately. So let us construct wave function for 2 particle system, 3 particle system, 4 particle system, 5 particle system, definitely n particle system we can generalize that. Okay, so fine, construct the wave function for 2 particle system, 3 particle system, and so on like that. Okay, fine. Yeah, so wave function of 2 particle system. Remember, identical indistinguishable quantum particles. Wave function of 2 particle system. Wave function of 2 particle systems. Wave function of 2 particle systems. So let us take the 2 particle system. So the 2 particle system, the individual wave functions will be the first particle and the other particle. This is the wave function corresponds to one particle, and this is the wave function corresponds to other particles, as we have only 2 particles. Now let us construct the symmetric function. So obviously they are normalized and unsymmetric functions. Symmetric function. So I already told you the wave function either symmetric or antisymmetric. For symmetric wave function, it is so 1 by root 2 this is the individual wave functions. From the individual wave functions only we need to write. Simply you can cross check. If you interchange in it, obviously there are two particles, interchange 1 and 2. Either you interchange the coordinates or you interchange the number n1 and n2. You will get the same thing. So that means we are changing the particles. Let's say for example I have the two states. This is n equal to 1 state. Let's say for example this is n equal to 2 states. And here 1 electron is there and here 1 electron is there. One way of doing permutation will be you interchange the particles. So I am not changing this n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2. So just interchanging the particle. This electron came here and this electron is gone. Or another way of doing permutation is you don't change any particles, you just simply change the numbers. Make this is n equal to 2 and make this is n is equal to 1. Don't change the particles. Your wish. Anything you can do. If you can do this, no issues. If you can do this, no issues. Okay, fine. So this is the symmetric function. You can check easily. Now let us write this will be in the simple form. The simple form will be as follows. Symmetric wave function, that is 1 and 2, will be is equal to, I'll write like this, 1 by root 2 factorial. 2 factorial is again 2 only. So sigma of all permutations, P is the permutations. P cap will be the permutation operator or exchange operator. Psi n1 e1, psi n2 e2. Okay, this we can write like this also. It is your wish, you can put in any one of the form. Okay. Now write for the asymmetric wave function. This is the symmetric wave function. Let us go for the asymmetric wave function. So now for the asymmetric wave function, that is anti-symmetric wave function. Now go for the anti-symmetric wave function. So this will be is equal to 1 by square root of 2 factorial psi n1 e1 psi n2 e2 minus psi n1 e2 psi n2 e1. This is what. Okay, now you interchange 1 and 2, you will get definitely the minus sign. So this even can be written as 1 by root 2 factorial. So sigma of the permutation operator with minus 1 whole power p, don't forget this. So operation p cap psi n1 e1 psi n2 e2. Even this can be put in the form of determinant format. Determinant form. this can be represented in even in determinant form also. So let us write in the determinant form. So that is asymmetric wave function of two particle system we can represent in a determinant form, that will be is of 1 by root 2 factorial psi n1 e1 psi n1 e2 like psi n2 e1 psi n2 e2. So you know how to take the determinant of 2 by 2 matrix like this. Okay, this definitely after simplification you will get this form you will get. So when you multiply these two, you will get psi n1 e1 n2 e2. When you multiply this with minus sign, you will get this term. Okay, so this is a like 2 by 2 matrix determinant, that is everybody knows. Okay, fine. Now what is here? Obviously p cap is a permutation operator. Then what is the like minus 1 whole power p we are writing there. So what is that actually the means here? What is the minus 1 whole power p? What is the meaning of that minus 1 whole power p? Here I am written. So here I have written minus 1 whole power p. Let us write what is that actually. I am writing that for my minus 1 whole power p. So that minus 1 whole power p will be is equal to, it can be either plus 1 or otherwise it can be at minus 1 depending upon the type of permutation. It can be of plus 1 or it can be of minus 1. When it will come as plus 1? Plus 1 for even permutation. For even permutation. For even permutation. For even permutation. This is for odd permutation. Let us write what is an even permutation and what is an odd permutation. So this is even permutation means when we interchange both. So we need to interchange. We need to interchange both the particle coordinates e1, e2 and also the state coordinates n1 and n2. That is a even permutation. So then what is an odd permutation? When we permute, so interchange like, so that is when we permute permutation 1 and 2 particle coordinates but not n1 and 2, but not n1 n2 and vice versa, and vice versa. So this is the definition of what is so called as even permutation and odd permutation. So when we interchange both particle coordinates and states e1, e2 and n1 and n2, then we will get the plus 1. When we interchange e1 and e2 but not n1 and n2, or vice versa, or when we interchange n1 and n2 but not e1 and e2, that is a odd permutation. Okay, so this is the way of writing symmetric and anti-symmetric wave function of a two particle identical particle system. This is the symmetric wave function we have written, and this is for the anti-symmetric wave function. This is for the anti-symmetric wave function. So be careful, so important. Okay, fine. I'll stop here and let's see the new session. In the new class, in the next class, we will see the wave function for three particle systems and wave function for many particle systems. Fine.